Welcome to another episode of Musically Zone Talks Boxing. This episode comes to you by the way of HW Weeks Candles. Their motto is relax and enjoy. Also by the Block Fam, who started on Marlowe's Corner. We keeping it rolling. And the Track Titans, who provides us with our music at the beginning of our videos, end of our videos, and throughout the videos. And if you know anybody that's looking for some hot tracks to play throughout their videos, tell them to get in touch with us over here at Musically Zone Talks Boxing, and we'll connect them with the Track Titans. Now, Charlo's back. How excited are you about that? Caleb Plant, I believe they're fighting on the same card. We'll talk about that, but we also got to speak about the fights that took place. The whole thing that we got to say last weekend's box office boxing with Maxie Hughes and Archie Sharp, Terry Harper, she a beast, versus Natalie Zimmerman, and Josh Taylor and Isuman. We'll talk about those fights and see what you think about Charlo making his return and how you feel about it. Not to mention, our boy Tevin Farmer and Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin seem to have gotten it lined up. And Tevin Farmer has shot some issues and some warnings out to the Schofields for what he deems as them running their mouth and talking crazy. And he gonna put some hands on old young Schofield. This is a chance, dare I say, because remember, Schofield had talked his way into a Shakur fight, and at the last minute, he ended up having to pull out. Some people don't believe that his hospitalization was true. Others feel like it was, a stroke of the way the pen goes, I guess you'd have to say. But Schofield is back in action, and he'll be going up against Tevin Farmer. And Tevin Farmer is not a walk in the park in no way, shape, form, or fashion. This would be a great test for the young man, and gives us a chance and give him a chance to see what he really got. Like I said, Tevin Farmer is going to be a real good test for him. And he say he's from Philly. He's a Philadelphia fighter. Tevin Farmer is. So all I want to do is bring that to your attention. As far as that goes, that's one of the things that's going on in boxing. Now I want to come up on the Maxie Hughes and Archie Sharp fight, in which case Maxie Hughes took the win. It was my pick in Champ Ross to go with Sharp. I thought he would get out there and box and use his length and everything like that, and in which some cases he did, but he spent too much time, I believe, posturing and showing out, trying to show to the crowd that he was better, while all the time Maxie Hughes was steady just going on about business. When he got a chance to get in close and on the inside, he went on and laid leather. And he steady constantly put pressure as he could throughout the fight. Sharp did have his moments, but he should have been concentrating on that throughout the fight. He was using his jab, but a lot of times he was just using it like a measuring stick, just holding it out there. As I say, just kind of pretty much posturing. He was constantly going back. Maxie Hughes caught him with a good shot and hurt him, or should I say wobbled him? At least that's what it looked like. I didn't really go back and slow it down to see if the foot got tangled up or whatever. But I believe Hughes had hurt Archie Sharp at one point, drove him up against the ropes and started laying leather on him. And once again, Sharp just got on his bicycle and trotted around the ring, covering up. And this is another reason that led me to believe that the punch that Hughes had landed on him to get him up against the ropes where he can wail on him a little bit was a hurt shot, not a trip shot. That's another reason why I haven't slowed it down and looked at it. But I believe Maxie Hughes got a well deserved win for the simple reason Sharp just showboated his way out of a win. If you can say that that can be done, he pretty much showboated his way out of a win and took a well deserved loss. That's how I saw that fight and what I got out of it. I don't know how many other people would look at it or feel about it, but it wasn't. It was a fight that he could have won, man. If Sharp had went out there and just boxed, he could have won that fight. But no, he chose to go down a path. I don't know what part of the game plan it was. Maybe he thought that he was doing enough where he was winning. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. All I saw was a man out there that looked like he was running away pretty much from the competition. And every once in a while, he would stop, try to engage. Sure, on the inside, that he did get some good shots in, some good work in. But by the time he started really trying to sit down and do that, I think it was just a little too late, and he was just too far gone on the situation. Stepping into the building, my brother from another mother and father, the man that can call frogs from wheels and come to call in the fight, my brother Trey X. What's up?
Going down, man.
Man,
Just
you
up here.
got it.
Yeah, man, come to chop it up about this boxing shit a little bit, man. I've been locked in on these NBA playoffs and shit. So I say, man, let me go on ahead and break that up and talk about some boxing.
I feel you. I'm sitting here going over the Maxie Hughes and Archie Sharp. My thoughts on that fight. But I feel like Sharp just he showboated his way to a loss. And
Yeah, oh my bad.
sitting there holding his hand out, moving around and stuff, bouncing around in the ring. He showcased his way to a loss instead of just using his skills and going ahead and fighting. I felt like if he had went on and fought, he possibly would have won the fight. But Hughes just kept about business and worked his way in. Ended up getting a nice shot where he dazed though. Sharp put him up against the ropes and got the well on him. Sharp got on his bike for the most part and bicycled his way to a loss.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of the Canelo fight a little bit with William Skull. These
Mm.
motherfuckers trying to win fights without fighting. Like you got to fight. Like sometimes I hear people like Hyphy, he'll say, this motherfucker stuck in this amateur style. And that's the type of shit that I can agree with him on. Like when I see William Skull and I see Archie Sharp, they out there just trying to score a point, then stay away from a motherfucker for the rest of the round. That is some amateur style looking shit. And Archie Sharp need his ass whooped because he done already been tested. I can't think of the name of the guy that he fought. He like 17-0 with 9 knockouts. I can't think of his name. He got a deep amateur background though. And that should like he been tested. He should know what it takes. And then you get another chance in front of Maxie Hughes, and you go out there and straight shit the bed. Like you don't even fight, and got the nerve to think that you're winning. Like man, you straight tripping. I feel bad for his kids, man. Pops that went out there and straight came with some bullshit on national TV, and then thinking that you don't won the fight, and you ain't even fighting. So yeah, that was very disappointing, man. I took Maxie Hughes and the Channel Ross, but me and Yasa had a free bet that we had put on Archie Sharp at plus 350, and we lost the bet, of course. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Archie Sharp need his ass whooped for that shit.
Yeah, he went out there and just straight just he made I think he made my chances in Champ Ross go down because I had picked him to win.
Oh yeah, I gotta give you some props because you came in third place last week,
Yeah, I
and
was tied
then
up with you. I shared the spot with you. I was proud of that.
yeah. And then last week you was like number 15 or some shit like that, so that was pretty good. I see that you making some strides. You know, it
I
ain't
told you I
reflected.
would.
Yeah, it ain't reflecting in the overall standings yet, but you making some strides though. I mean, you out the 50s. He in the 40s
Oh,
now, so you moving on up like the Jeffersons, man. I was happy to see it.
yeah, yeah. I'm on the floor with Willis right now.
Yeah, that week I had
We up there
third
with the
place. Now I'm supposed to
Jeffersons.
get first place in this motherfucker. I was hot as fish grease at my own self. You know what I'm saying? I just keep on making like one or two mistakes that keep me from doing a lot better than what I'm expecting to do. If I could just put it all together one week, I can definitely go get first place on these motherfuckers, at least for a week. But we're gonna see, man. We're gonna make it all come together like Mayweather.
Things happen. Things happen. Is my mic okay? Because I know last week they was telling me my mic was down low. When I went and listened to it, it was. I was like, I was tripping. I had it backwards. But I'm looking at
It
it's
sounds
facing the
good.
right way.
Yeah, it sounds good on this end.
Okay. Um, man, I should have opened up with Terry Harper, man, versus Natalie Zimmerman. That girl Terry Harper, a beast. I didn't really like the picture that they used when they was advertising the fight. Made her look like she was an old hag looking lady. I'm like, she's just 28. They could have got a better picture than that. But she went out there and was light on her feet, lighting up old girl. Old girl was just coming with the 1-2 over and over again. And once Terry got past that, it was lights out for that girl. That cut was nasty though. I couldn't believe they let her finish the fight, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that fight. I ain't gonna lie. But I do like Terry Harper though, because she gonna get out there and fight. She done been in there with some tough competition. She done fought Alicia Baumgartner and shit like that. And she actually won a big bet for us the fight before last. She fought this southpaw, I want to say, that was undefeated, but she didn't have an amateur background. And they had her as a significant favorite. So we took Terry Harper. She went out there and got that money. So I got
Yeah,
love for Terry Harper, man. I hope she settled
yeah.
on the weight that she comfortable with and do her thing. Because she done been up and down in weight. I think she got knocked out by Baumgartner there. I want to say 130. And then she had some fights at like 154. She was looking kind of good at 154 too, like aesthetically. She was kind of thick. And then she done went back down in weight and she doing her thing. So yeah, salute to Terry Harper.
Yeah, she's sitting at I think 134. So would that be like at 135? But yeah, she got to laying leather on old girl, man. She caught her a couple of times and staggered her. One point she man they were clinched and they were both hitting each other in the side, and right before the ref told them to break, they broke themselves. But Terry broke with a combination, two to the body and then up to the head. It was so pretty the way she dropped it on, and old girl looked dazed from it, like she didn't know what had just happened. Terry Harper went out there and shined.
But at the same time, she was like a 20-1 favorite, so that's what she was supposed to do. That's why
She
I would,
did it.
yeah. That's why I wasn't really too interested in the fight because she was such a big favorite.
Well, I wanted to see her do her thing, and she did it. I was reading it with you and D'Lo kind of hard on your boy on Taylor Gang. I picked Taylor Gang and Chap Ross strictly from being Taylor Gang.
Nah, I ain't being hard on him. I mean, it is what it is. He's 34 now. I know we routinely see fighters fighting to their late 30s, sometimes early 40s. But if you look in the history of boxing, once fighters turn about 30, that's when they start really slowing down. You know what I'm saying? And he losing to domestic guys now. Like it's one thing if you gonna lose to Teofimo Lopez. It's another thing if you losing to Catterall and Echo Esman. Those are domestic guys. That's not world class level. And you're losing convincingly. It's not even really a debate about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's time to go ahead and hang it up. I feel bad for him because he was with that Kinahan bullshit. And that's what got him off his trainer that he had. I can't think of his name right now. Mine going kind of slow. But it's time to hang it up, man. You're getting beat up and shit now. Moved up in weight, so you're out your comfort zone. You're out 140. Now you go to 147 and fight a domestic guy and get beat up a little bit. The engine, he lived up to his name. He came and brought that pressure. I'm talking he stepped on the gas the whole time. I knew that's what he was going to do. And plus, you coming off a year layoff, you can't even get your activity together. You fighting once a year. And this the thing for me. His style is not the same. When I started calling him Taylor Gang, that's because that motherfucker was fighting in a circle and he would ambush your ass. But now he fighting in a straight line. And it just looked like some basic shit to me now. So I just don't like the way it looks. I don't want to see him fight no more. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not picking him to win no more, especially if he coming off the layoffs and all this kind of shit. I did pick him in the Challenge Ross. I feel stupid for not putting a bet on Echo Esman because I know how he gonna come. That motherfucker gonna come and bring that heat. And he only lost to like some pretty tough guys, even though they domestic, like Harry Scarf. He a big motherfucker for the weight class though. But it just don't look good seeing Taylor Gang, man. So I want him to go ahead and just hang it up. Maybe if you want to come back and get him a farewell fight so we can go out on a good note, I'm not opposed to that. Get him somebody he can beat though. And
Right.
just go ahead and enjoy your career. You're going into the record books. You was an undisputed champion. They can't take that away, no matter what they want to come back and say after the fact. It is what it is. You're gonna go down in the history books. You one of the beloved fighters coming out of Scotland. You made your mark. You did your thing. Ain't nothing to hang your head over. You done got old now. Hang it up.
So you think it's time go ahead, get him one more win with somebody he can beat, go out on a high note, and ride off into the sunset?
Yeah, because like if he fought Rolly Romero, I got Rolly. And
Ooh.
if I'm gonna say some shit like that, it's time to go ahead and get on out the way. Square business. I know Rolly beat Ryan and all that. They had a history and all this kind of shit. Rolly ain't supposed to beat no motherfucker like Josh Taylor. But I would take Rolly over Josh Taylor right now. So it's time to go ahead and get out the way, man. It is what it is, man. You're 34 now, you're about to be 35. You got the youngsters coming up. Let them have their day. You had your day. It's time for them to have their day. We always say out with the old, in with the new.
With the new.
And you are out with the old right now. It is what it is.
Yeah. I will say though, in my opinion, he fought as hard as you would expect one to fight after a year layoff. Uh, because it's been about that long, and old boy was just steadily pounding his body, coming behind that lead right, and he was catching Josh a few times. He was splitting that guard, but the whole time Josh did fight back. I will give him that.
I ain't gonna say the whole time he fought back. He had a lot of lows in the fight. That's what my problem is. He don't have an engine no more. When he won his undisputed championship against Jose Ramirez, they came in both unified. You could see the desire because Ramirez brought that smoke in that fight. He jumped all on Taylor Gang and fought hard than a motherfucker. As a matter of fact, the scorecards was 114 to 112. I want to say 3 ways. So they basically had it as a draw, but Taylor scored 2 knockdowns that gave him the victory. And when Ramirez put that smoke on him, you could see the desire in Josh Taylor. I was feeding off that shit when I was calling the fight. Like I could just see that shit. I don't see that no more. He's a lot more willing to accept what's happening to him now. See, at first he wasn't accepting that shit. You come to him and bring some smoke, he gonna come with some smoke. That's why I was fucking with him so tough. I'm the president of the Taylor Gang. I'm the one that coined that shit. But I don't see that no more. And since I don't see that, it's time to get out the way. You cannot be willing to accept what your opponent is doing. That's not what boxing is. So it's time to go ahead and hang it up, man. You had a good career. You got a late start in boxing. That's one reason why I liked him a lot too. He started at 15. So for a motherfucker to go start at 15 and you end up becoming an undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, I can't do nothing but respect that. But at the end of the day, boxing is boxing. And he ain't got it no more.
And so I guess it would be safe to say that he hasn't been the same like since the first Catterall fight.
Really, you could go to the Ramirez fight because that's when he lost his coach, Shane McGuigan. If you look at the fights with Josh Taylor before that fight, it was a totally different style. And that's one of the things, like besides the desire, it's the style. I don't like fighters that stand right in front of you. That's some basic shit. I like a fighter that's gonna fight in a circle. Get out there and put an angle on your ass and make you come find it. He's standing right in front of you now for the lead right hand and all this old type of shit. Like, nah, that's trash. I don't know what the hell. Like, I'm telling you, it's really baffling. It's one of the biggest declines in skill that I've ever seen. And then I'm looking at the timing and shit. I guess you can attribute that to the layoff. But like he was trying to come with the counter left hand, and she was missing that shit all night. Didn't land out one of them that I can remember. It's over with, man. Your reflexes ain't the same. Your desire ain't the same. Your skills ain't the same. You still got toughness. It ain't like you getting stopped. But a stoppage wasn't off the table when I was watching that fight. Because D'Lo, he was talking about, man, I think Espen might take a body shot and get stopped. I was like, man, Josh Taylor might get stopped. This motherfucking Echo is putting that engine on him tonight. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, he kept it going. He didn't slow down. I give him that. He did not slow down throughout the fight. And speaking about skills deteriorating and being gone for a long time, what is it? Jamal Charlo is coming back,
Yeah.
and I don't even know how I look at that because I'm like one, because since we've been talking about fighters living that Spartan lifestyle and being that kind of fighter, he doesn't fit that mold, and I'm like, I don't know how long he been gone out the game. How many of those days he spent chilling, sipping him on some cognac or something, and doing nothing. I I don't really have, even if it's a showcase fight. I don't have any inkling that this guy is going to beat somebody. He might squeeze by this guy. He might, but I don't think he's dangerous no more.
About 35 years old now. His activity ain't the best. We don't really know what he gonna do. He has came off of layoffs and won fights in the past. He won them fairly convincingly too. So I know he got some natural ability about himself and all that kind of stuff. I won't be surprised if he get past the showcase fight, but once he go to the next fight, I'm expecting him to take his first loss, especially if they're trying to put him in there with Caleb Plant. I think he gonna whoop his ass. But hey, we'll see though.
Well, I'm gonna have to lean. Right now, he got a hard road for me because one, the alcohol part is playing a big play in my mind because he's been gone so long. You know, was that a crutch for a minute? I don't know. One can only assume. But if I had to guess, I'm gonna have to ride with the alcohol. And like you said, he's 35. That's when they started. They in a decline after 30. 25 to 35, that's the prime. He on the way tail end of it. We haven't seen him in what, 2.5, 3 years going on.
Yeah.
I don't see Kate Sweet Hands Plant gonna put hands all on him if that's what they trying to do. That's what I believe. Cause dude, he been gone too long. I don't see no lion right now. I do not see a lion.
Yeah, me neither. Him and his brother coming back, so that just got me thinking the money getting low. They trying to come back for some money, and they not coming back for the pure love of the sport or for legacy or for belts or whatever
That's
motivation that
supposed to
fighters
drive
have.
you. Right.
Yeah, he coming back for a check, and that can get your ass whooped. So yeah, he gonna probably get past Thomas Lamana. D'Lo said we probably should put a bet on Lamana just in case this motherfucker have an off night. But the next fight, especially if it's Caleb Plant, I'm
I'm
expecting an
going with
ass
Plant.
whooping.
I'm going with Plant.
You got to.
I'm going with Plant all day long.
Yeah,
I,
you have
I,
to.
back in the day, you wouldn't probably thought I would say they were right. Man, come on, Plant, Plant, all day Plant.
Plant done already slapped the dog shit out of him, man. So he can't even come in with a mental edge. Like he has nothing to stand on except for his undefeated record. That's it. So I'm expecting him to get his ass whooped, man. But hey, hopefully I'm surprised, I guess.
We see what's going. Man, my bad. I wasn't even looking at the chat, but D-Lo in the house. What's going on, man?
Salute. Yeah, I
He
said
said,
I
"Who
said
is?"
that I felt like I didn't miss out on no money by not taking Echo Esmond. But when I went back and I started thinking about that shit, I was like, man, you know what? We probably did miss out on some money. Not taking the engine. Cause just the way he fights. And then you got this guy Josh Taylor coming off a layoff and all that type of shit. Echo Esmond, he been active. He got an amateur background. He was on the Great Britain podium squad, even though he got a late start in boxing. And I know he's 36, but he don't have the same type of wear and tear as your normal 36-year-old. And plus, he just don't have the same type of engine that a normal 36-year-old has. One of the greatest attributes that you can have in boxing is stamina. Without stamina, all that other shit don't mean nothing. And that's what Echo Esmond has in droves. So we should have put some money on Echo Esmond, especially with them odds. I think they was giving about plus 250, plus 280. If you take Echo, that was a good bet. I hate I missed out on that shit. We lost the bet that we did take because we took the Collins guy. I can't think of his name right now. The Southpaw. That we took him by decision and he won by knockout. That was very surprising. Like I was shocked that we lost that bet. But them body shots a motherfucker though, man. Motherfucker get to put them body shots on you. And that McGregor dude, he real tough. He like an Iron Man type guy. But once you put them body shots on the motherfucker, they'll go. That's what happened. He went.
That boy D-Lo say Josh Taylor doesn't even recognize Josh Taylor these days. He also said, no, Plant already hung and won. And he said, wait, hung and won on him. And won when he slapped Charlo. And then Charlo apologized for pulling his beard. Remember he did the video, he came out and apologized about it. I was like, wait a minute. This man has slapped an apology out of you.
That's what happened when you step to the line. You make the motherfucker start doubting that line shit.
Turn into the cowardly lion like on the Wizard of Oz. Put him up, put him up. He say that man liable to fake an injury to stall out the Plant fight. Man, that would be weaker than weak.
Yeah, I ain't never liked the Charlo brothers though. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I respected Jamel because he was fighting, the best competition in the weight class for the most part. I know he didn't fight Ezra Delore and a few other guys, but for the most part, he was fighting real solid competition. So that made me have some respect for him. But all that rah being mean and I'm expecting y'all to be scared of me because I'm real aggressive, and I never liked that shit ever. And I used to be hard on them niggas when we was calling fights on the corner. I have all the black subscribers mad at me and shit. I ain't give a fuck. I just didn't like that guy. There was one fight that he had against Derevyanchenko that was one of my favorite performances of that year, and that's because he was able to double up and triple with the same hand. But I did not see that same type of consistency in all the other fights. And I thought he was a little bit basic. I didn't like the way his front leg was locked out and shit. He was a jab and right hand guy. I didn't like that. I just never been a big fan of the motherfuckers. And then Jamel went out there and ran from Canelo like a hoe for 12 rounds. I thought y'all supposed to be tough and lions and all this type of shit. What the fuck you in there running from a man for? That shit just did not sit right with me. I'm from Texas. They supposed to be representing Texas. Nigga, that ain't how we get down.
They did that rah like you said, to try to oppose that y'all should be scared of me because I'm louder than y'all. And it got the fans behind them, the ones that they had. It got them all hype and crunk, which that's what it was supposed to do. Where they missed out on was all of a sudden they stopped fighting. And like you said, Charlo got the younger boy got out there with Canelo and ran and used it as a badge that at least I didn't get knocked out type thing. And it just sucks. And I'm looking for both of them to take losses when they get back. They've been gone too long. Now I don't know about the younger brother. I can't remember if I ever seen him inebriated, but I know that older brother. I seen him lit.
Yeah, just looking at like twins. Like in the history of boxing, how many twins have we had that was like some bad motherfuckers, champions and Hall of Famers and stuff? I know it has happened. I want to say the Attell brothers was one that comes to mind, but I don't think there's been very many. I think having a twin goes against boxing. Boxing is a lonely sport. You can't you're not going into the boxing ring with no backup. But when you a twin, you literally born with backup. Like that's why you can talk like that, because you know you got somebody that's on your level that can come stand beside you. See, but me, I'm
Mm.
like me, for example, I'm my only child. I ain't never had that well, I can go get my brother and I can call this person and call that person. No, it was all on me. Whatever went down, it was all on me. And that made boxing feel natural, like nigga, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? This is a lonely sport. I'm out here by myself. It is what it is. But if you coming into the world with backup, I just don't. To me, that just goes against what boxing is. It's not a backup sport. You in there by yourself, and that right there also kind of like made me kind of, I ain't gonna say dislike them because of that, but it kind of made me not trust them as far as putting all my trust into them and talking about how they from Texas and Texas fighters. And because if you notice, I never talk like that about them ever. I would roll with Earl Spence. I roll with Bam Rodriguez and shit like that, but I never roll with the Charlo brothers like that. I
I
just never
can
been a
say,
fan of them.
I can say that I have admitted being proud of the younger boy for sure, because he became undisputed and he was willing to defend it, which is something that I was always saying that I would like to see undisputed fighter do. Then the train fell off the tracks. The older brother, I was iffy about him really because he followed the baby into the game. Going back, you saying you born into the world with bag up. That's a good line there. I like it. D'Lo 404. Oh, Eric R's in the building. Salute, family.
Luke.
D'Lo said, I am a fan of Jamal, but I wouldn't say I like him. Yeah, there's a difference on that. AI, my boy, the Kane in the building. AI meets in music.
Salute.
He said, keep running your mofo mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all that
everybody
type of
salute.
shit. Even that, like that's what it takes for you to step it up, huh? So like if a motherfucker come at you with some respect, like Tony Harrison in the first fight, that's gonna make you get off the gas. And then when he disrespects you in the rematch, that's when you want to turn up your intensity and come show something. And hell, even in that fight, Tony Harrison was really getting with him, if y'all remember.
Yeah, he just
And
started clowning.
yeah, and then even in the fight where he won undisputed against the little short guy, 155-8 or some shit like that amateur record. He beat Earl Spence twice in the amateurs.
I know the Spanish guy.
Castaño.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. I remember people saying he beat Charlo in the first fight. They ruled it a draw. But I
Yeah,
remember
it
when I
was.
called that fight, I had people like D-Lo. I had a few people in the chat talking about, man, I really think Charlo lost the motherfucking fight. And then he got to
Ain't a
come
big
back in the
argument.
rematch and show us something. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't never been a big believer in them guys, man. I respect the accomplishment that Jamel had, even though I feel like it was a division full of B-level fighters. Like if he had to climb to the mountaintop with this crop of 154 pounders, I think he'll have a hard time because the division has evolved. It ain't full of B level, high C level, B minus type motherfuckers. You got some B pluses and A minuses out there now. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I wish them the best, man. Hopefully they come back and show something and don't embarrass us Texas folks. But I ain't gonna I ain't gonna count on it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm being a Texas folk. I'm gonna go and prepare myself for the worst. I got a feeling they finna go out there and pull a Earl Spence on us or something.
I won't be
My boy,
surprised, man.
he said they turned from lions to pussycat dogs. That boy, the Kane say cheetahs only.
Man, running. I
said,
still
"You
can't
right."
believe that motherfucker ran from Canelo like that for 12 rounds. Didn't throw
After
no punches.
all the talk, calling that man sentiment and just disrespecting him, and I do this and I do that, and got out there and got on that bicycle and ran. And when you, I don't even know if he was really engaging, but he messed around and got skint across the top of his head and had to take a knee. He went out there and just, it was terrible,
We
horrible.
we can't even compare him to Earl Spence, really, because we could Earl got his ass whooped by Crawford, right? But he didn't run. He got up in
Yeah,
that
he fought
motherfucker and
back.
tried to fight, nigga. He went off in that hole and tried to win. He was going to the body. He landed a looping left hand upstairs. Crawford ate it, but he came with something. This motherfucker went out there and ran from the man. And I know it's a higher weight class and all that old type of shit, but let's see if Crawford run from Canelo the way that Jermell
Heck
did. I
no.
guarantee you he ain't gonna run for the man like that. It
It's
ain't
not
in his
even finna
DNA.
happen.
You know what I'm saying? So then he got the Hitman. That's his nickname. Well, it was his nickname. What they call him, the Iron Man. I think that's what they
I
call
don't
him.
know which one. One of them is Iron Man, one of them is Hitman, but I don't know which one carries the moniker.
No, now one of them deserve now one of them nicknames. That motherfucker needs something new. The Hitman, the Iron Man. Like, come on, man. That shit was embarrassing, bro. You got the Mexicans talking crazy. They already be talking crazy. Now they out there talking about how black people don't do nothing but run. They scared of the Mexicans and all that kind of shit. You go out there and prove them right. Go out there and run. Don't even try to win the fight. Don't even try to put something on them to set them straight. Like if he would have came out in the first, like let's say, like let's look at Kell Brook when he went up and fought Golovkin. Now he fought Golovkin when Golovkin was known as a boogeyman monster, knocking everything out. Kell Brook
Yeah,
went up from 147 to 160 and fought like a goddamn gangster, that bitch. I don't care if he did get stopped. He had you off your feet early in that fight. He hit him with the straight right hand and come back with the left uppercut and shit. Pretty. Had the head snapping back and shit. I'm all out my seat. Let's go, Kell. It wasn't now one time I did that shit in that damn Jermell Charlo versus Canelo fight. Not one time. And to me, that's eye-opening. You got one dude, he had a severe disadvantage, but I'm about to go up here and put something on him. He might beat me, but I'm gonna put something on him before he get me out of there.
he
This
gonna know I
motherfucker
was
went up.
here.
He just wanted to survive. He didn't even put nothing on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. He was just like you saying. You gonna put something on him to let you know you might beat me, but you gonna know you was in a fight.
Exactly.
He went out there and pretty much just gave Canelo his money real easy, like. And like you said, got the fans of Canelo and them talking about our fighters are scared. They won't fight. They won't engage. They this, they that, making that we run that much louder now.
Yeah,
Kilo
cause like
say, Trey is right. That man lost the girl in the ring. He just
yeah,
not no more.
yeah,
The Derevyanchenko was the most impressive win.
yeah. I thought so, man. The way he was able to double up and triple up with the same hand, that was pretty to watch. I think that was one of the widest victories that I've seen over Derevyanchenko, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that. But just looking into my little limited mental Rolodex right now, I think that was the widest victory that I saw over him. Because you know Derevyanchenko ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker, they're
Right.
tough as nails. But I think that was the widest victory, man, because most of the time Derevyanchenko arguably win the fight. Like Danny Jacobs when he fought against uh Triple G, of course. We thought he beat Triple G. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of all the motherfuckers. I know he had a fight not that long ago against the 168 pounder from France that's real strong. Um, damn man, I got to get back on my green tea. My motherfucking brain is slowed down in this bitch. Y'all know who I'm talking about though. At 168, he throw a bunch of punches. He an Olympian. He come from France. He got the muscles. He got a distorted looking. I want to say right bicep. They look like it's about to come off the fucking bone or some shit. But he's strong though.
Mm.
Derevyanchenko went the distance with the motherfucker. As a matter of fact, Derevyanchenko was injured in the fight. He hurt himself and still went the distance. Christian and Billy is what I'm talking about. He's just a tough motherfucker. But that was outside his prime. If we go back closer to his prime, most of the time people were just barely eking by victories against Derevyanchenko. Because like when he fought against Danny Jacobs, I thought Derevyanchenko won the motherfucking fight. What made me get cool with Marlowe is because Marlowe scored the fight and he had the fight 6-4-2 for Danny Jacobs. And when I saw his scorecard and I went and looked at the fight again, I said, you know what, that's a good scorecard. I think he's a pretty good judge. You know what I'm saying? 6-4-2, that's a good score. But yeah, Derevyanchenko tough, man. And Charlo had a very impressive victory against him.
Well, see, if this was those Charlos in these fights that I'm expecting they're getting ready to have, I would be more inclined to ride with them. But this ain't them. These dudes, I don't know who these dudes are that we getting ready to get. All I know is that they disappeared from boxing due to whatever. I didn't even get into the outside drama they had. We were teased with a comeback a few months ago, which didn't materialize. I'm not really convinced until I actually see them get in the ring and the bell go off.
Yeah, I know most of the time in his career, he done had like a severe advantage, like in the fights. Like at 154, he was a motherfucking tank at 154. I still remember that catch and shoot uppercut that he hit on J-Rock. That shit was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Caught it being uppercut with the same hand.
With the same hand. That was pretty. Same hand at 154. Then he go up to 160 and he still got a major size advantage and shit like that over his opponents. So now he going to 168 and it's gonna be more even ground. He ain't gonna have the same type of size advantage. So let's see how that shit gonna go.
I'm almost pulling for him to win this fight coming up if it's a guaranteed face off against Caleb.
Oh yeah. I'm looking for him to beat Thomas LaManna and then come back with the Caleb Plant fight. I mean, at the end of the day, boxing is a proven sport. Like we can say what we want to say, but we won't know until they get in the ring and prove it. And for all we know, he could go in there and knock Caleb Plant out. I mean, he does have the opportunity to do that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens in the ring. So if he do win this fight and they sign a Caleb Plant fight, that'll be a fight that I'm relatively excited to watch.
I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. I am looking forward to seeing it myself. Give me a second. My doorbell just went off.
Yeah, I can't see no chat or nothing like that, man. I just got the basketball game on. I've been locked in on the playoffs and shit. Let me get this other device real quick, man, so I can see if y'all say anything off in the chat. I'm looking for OKC to go out there and win the whole thing. I had said that shit after OKC beat Jokic now, man. Who the fuck? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Denver Nuggets, man. I had winning the whole thing after that one because to me that showed that they learned how to win close games. I know it went 7, but I thought that was good for their development. So I'm looking for them to go win the whole thing. New York and the Pacers, they're a pretty good series though. They ain't playing no defense worth a fuck. That make me think they probably ain't got a chance to do nothing, but they got an entertaining series though. But I've been locked in on this shit. Let me see.
I'm back. I'm back. My fault. That was the baby. She home, coming from the gym.
Yeah. Regular gyms to get a workout in.
Getting a workout in.
Yeah, I've been on that shit tough.
Gave her love.
Yeah, I've been on.
Her sisters are real fitness gurus. They all of them go to the gym. My second oldest, one of her other, she got 2 jobs. I think my wife was telling me because I know she do that medical stuff, but she runs the bicycle fitness for one of the fitness clubs.
Yeah. I've been on that fitness tough as a motherfucker myself. Shit, I was off in there doing 225 for reps, nigga, and I ain't done that shit in a long time because I mainly train for boxing type workouts. I don't like lifting heavier weights. So that was my first time doing that shit in a long time, but it felt real good, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
love to work out. But one thing I will say though, most of my life I've been training with boxing workouts because I'm 40 now. I started boxing when I was 14. And that shit it develops severe muscle imbalances. Like my right calf muscle is a lot tighter than my left calf muscle. My left shoulder got a lot more striations than my right shoulder because I done threw so many jabs and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of fucked myself up by just focusing on boxing type workouts. And that's what made me just kind of just go more for strength training and shit like that. Because I want to try to fix these imbalances in my body. Like if I go for a walk, my right leg be all fucked up and tight and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
trying to correct that.
Okay. We don't have those kind of bad basketball problems. You know, our workouts kind of balance you out pretty much.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if you in a boxing stance, you got your left in the front and shit, and you constantly pushing off with your back leg, that's gonna develop some imbalances. And then in
Wow, I
boxing,
feel
you throw way more punches with your lead hand than your backhand. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just done developed some severe muscle imbalances. I noticed that I got a lot more strength in my right shoulder than my left shoulder. Even though I done threw a lot more punches with the left shoulder, it seemed like it done something to where like it changed the muscle fibers. So like I got more like fast twitch. I ain't gonna say fast twitch. I got more like more dense type of fibers in my right shoulder than my left shoulder. Like my left shoulder got more endurance, but my right shoulder got more power. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of fucked me up a little bit, man. So I'm trying to get that straightened out. But I feel good that I'm able to throw a little bit of weight around again. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I felt like a sissy. I said, man, I can't miss 225. And I ain't got no spot or nothing. Because if you go to like Crunch Fitness, nigga, everybody minding their own business. Ain't nobody worried about you. You could be over there about to die. Ain't nobody even notice. So
oh,
I'd be
for
scared to
real?
put some heavy weight on there. But I said, fuck it, man. Let me go ahead and slap some of these plates on in this bitch. And I hit some reps with that shit. So yeah, we're gonna keep it going.
Okay. Well, I ain't ashamed. I can't bench 225. I used to, but since the old arm ain't what it used to be, I ain't getting up under nothing. That
Yeah,
boy Eric Carr
my
said,
pops went to the gym one day. That nigga was struggling with 135. I said, look at you looking like a sissy. Like, nigga, you need to start going to the gym a little bit more. He talking about, man, what an old nigga gonna do in the gym? Nigga, you need to work out. You in here struggling with 135 like a sissy. Like, come on, man.
that boy Eric Carr said Shakur got like 4 twins.
I don't know
But
what he
Sim
mean by that.
twins were decent because we were talking about the twins and how they came, coming into the world with bag up, and boxing is a one person sport. You don't have a team really. And he was being funny because he was like, "But Shakur got 4 twins when it comes to that, because everybody is
I
his
know we
brother."
do got a lot of siblings. I think he got what about 10 siblings or something like that.
It's 10. Shakur Stevenson got 9 other siblings.
Some shit
I
like
didn't.
that. It's a big number. It's a real big number. He is I think he might be the oldest of like 10 brothers and sisters or something like that.
Wow.
That might not be the exact number, but it's a big number.
Well, let me see. What would you consider? What would I consider big coming from the black community? Have heard 8 so many times that that's normal. So 9 and 10, yeah, I guess that's big. But I knew a lot of families that had at least 8 kids in their family back in my younger days in Indiana.
Yeah, I would say that's a lot of goddamn kids, especially in the modern day. It ain't like you losing kids to illness and shit like they was back in the day, or you needed a big family to work the land and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say 8, 9 kids. That's a bunch of kids.
Hold on, man. You said you had that many kids, probably, because you was losing the sickness. Or you needed that many to work the land. Bro, I'm older.
So
Back
your
in that
volume do
time,
sound kind of low now.
My bad. But yeah, I'm not I'm not from that time. No. That man said back when you had to help work the land. I'm like, hold up.
Nah, square business. That's what my grandmother talk about, cause she come from a big family, and her mother used to get contracts to pick cotton, and when she would get the contract, she would hire her kids to help her, and then they would pick the cotton, and she would divvy the money up with them and shit, so they have some money for school and buy clothes and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, having a big family definitely came in handy back in the days.
Okay, yeah, I could look at it like that. I just wanted to let everybody know I'm not from that far back, y'all. That picture you painted, I pictured myself running around with some overalls that was all cut up, no shoes on, nappy hair, one of the overall things hanging off, picking cotton or something.
Yeah, yeah.
D'Lo said the Sim twins were decent, but they got locked up for fighting each other outside the ring. What?
I don't
How
even
do
know
you
what
get
I didn't
yourself
heard it
locked
that
up?
yeah, I heard of that name Sims. I can't even think who the fuck he talking about.
Why would you fight your brother so hard that you have to go to jail? Where's the love? One of y'all got to love the other one, right?
I can't speak on it, man. I got one brother and I'm 20 years older than him. So yeah.
Eric I say Danny Jacobs woke him up to Maul.
Okay.
D'Lo said Harrison just clowned his way to an L when he fought
Jamel in the rematch.
yeah, cause that's what he did. I don't know. He did that little old worm move that he did. I was like, why he doing this? Just box. He was winning. In my opinion, he was winning. He has stepped to Jamal, and was using the jab and the right and going to the body. He was tenderizing that boy and moving around. And then I guess he got overconfident. He was like, man, this is a walk in the park this time, and got caught.
Yeah, you got too
Hook with the
greedy.
hooker.
Yeah, you got too greedy, man. The first time you just boxed him. Now all of a sudden you think you some bad motherfucker that could just step to the line all night. Now I am a proponent to step into the line, don't get me wrong. But you got to step to him, set him straight, and get up out of there. You can't get too greedy and hang around too long because you're gonna get caught with something eventually, especially if y'all going 12 rounds. And I agree with you. I thought he was doing well. He was stepping to him, backing him up, going to the body, out fighting him. But all it takes is one, man. You often know with one of these Charlo motherfuckers. If it's one thing they can do, they can hit hard. And Jamel, he had the better hook. And like he said, he hooked with a hooker and he was out of there. That was all she wrote. He got too confident for his own good. You know what I'm saying? If he would have came in with a little bit more humility, he probably would have won that fight.
Yeah, I think so. If he had just stayed focused, but he lost focus. Uh, DeCane was telling us Brian Castano, and in that fight, I believe that's the fight that I was like, people were saying that he should have won that fight. Excuse me. And I was like, it was the competition. We got to give the competition the dude that he was fighting against more props than what people was giving him. Cause Casano came out there, and in my opinion, thinking about the fight, I think I was kind of leaning more saying I think Jamel losing because he languished on the ropes a lot in that fight,
Yeah.
and Castano was wailing on him, and he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't sending nothing back. Maybe every once in a while he'd shoot out a shot, but for the most part, he was letting Castano get off first and often.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
I agree. That was one of the baffling things about the fight. Like, why the fuck is you camped out on the ropes and you got the smaller man? Castano ain't but like 5'5" or some shit. And you camped out against the ropes and just letting the man be in some real estate that he feels very comfortable operating in. That was one of them head scratching things about Jamel Charlo that kind of made me not have favor for him as well. because he would do little weird shit like that I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you purposely make the fight harder for yourself? You got the height, you got the reach, you got good legs. Box the motherfucker. Why are you camped out against the ropes? I just, shit like that, it just don't make sense to me, man.
Maybe this will make sense. Maybe he don't think as fast as people gave him credit for in the ring. Maybe that was tailored from what was said in the corner when he came out. Because I do remember them saying in the J-Rock fight, Coach had told him just catch the shot and shoot the uppercut. He opened for the uppercut. I remember them speaking about that after the fight because he was speaking about how he did it. And Coach told him to do it. So maybe they don't think as fast in the ring as we've been giving them credit for. And he just didn't know what to do when Castano stepped to him the way he did and pushed him back.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, it ain't like they started fighting when they were 8 years old or some shit. He had 64 amateur fights. He was 56-8. Didn't fight international or nothing like that. He went pro when he was 17. So I could see his brain moving a little slower than some other guys that got an earlier start. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
All right. Eric also said Mel got that Medea energy. He said that's why I call that mofo Mr. Two Tires. Yeah, Charlo lost their first fight, and Crawford made his ass cur out as well. He said Lubin, oh, Mr. MC Two Tires, laughing my ass off. That's from Duquesne, right there. He said Lubin called them boys lines only, and that was after he was stopped by Mayo. That's
I won't be surprised. Yeah, I won't be surprised. The way them motherfuckers was acting, I won't be surprised when they were yiked up on that shit.
And Lubin lost, you know, you just have to say that he just got caught. That's just his way. That's the only way I can look at it. I can't give it any more, any less than that. I can't pump it up. He just ended up ducking down and getting caught perfectly and got knocked out.
I always say the most overrated stat in all of boxing is the first round knockout. If you see a man score a first round knockout, that don't always mean he a bad motherfucker. And if you see a man take a first round knockout, that don't always mean he trash. You know what I'm saying? You get caught with something early, you can't recover. You get a lot more information if you see a guy fight over a number of rounds. If it's just a short fight like that, like how long did that fight last? 30 seconds? Double jab, right uppercut? That was all she wrote. So we didn't really get a chance to really learn a lot about the fighters in that fight. So I don't even think about that fight too much. And then Lubin, he done redeemed himself since then. Hell, he just came off a layoff and I think he stopped at 3.5 last week, a week before last, I want to say. I want to say it was Andrea Holmes. I might be wrong about that. I want to say it was Southpaw versus Southpaw. They fought on Pro Box TV. And I think Lubin came off a year layoff and got a stoppage over that guy. And also when he beat Jesus Ramos, I thought Ramos won the fight, but D'Lo thought that Lubin won the motherfucking fight. So I always leave some room for credibility on the table because, you know, one of my knowledgeable boxing fan homeboys felt like Lubin won fair and square. So in my mind, Lubin then redeemed himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I go with that. D'Lo 404 says, that's why I believe Earl was whooping that ass in the gym. He don't believe Charlo as tough as he tried to say. And I remember him, and it's a lot of stuff that I can remember about these cats because they was always in somebody's camera. But he was talking about how he knock out lefties, and Earl was with him, and he was like, "No," he corrected that real quick, like, "Nah, you ain't knocking out all lefties. You talking crazy. You know what be going on in the gym." So I agree with you, D'Lo. Earl probably was whooping up on him in the gym, but they was drinking buddies probably too. So I can't give that too much. But I'm just so disappointed in the guys that's sauced up, that's supposed to be great, and just threw that away. The talent, and it's just eating me. It's eating my brain like that. These guys are finally coming back because I'm like, What have y'all been doing? Uh, have you been just sitting around drinking, feeling sorry for yourself or whatnot? I don't know, man. So I
I
don't know
mean,
what either one of them gonna do.
we seen that a lot in boxing though, man. We can go back to the 1800s talking about Tom Molyneux. He got the drinking and fucking around and lost his talent, lost his gifts. We can go to other eras where fighters started drinking and fucking around and all that kind of stuff. So it's not unheard of. You know what I'm saying? And then like when you with the PBC and they giving you all of um, this sense of not
Walk in
entitled.
money.
Not say it again.
Oh no, I'm on the wrong thing. But I
It's
know
like
what you're
they
getting
giving
ready to
you a
say.
sense of security over there. Like they setting you up for what's happening after boxing. Like we gonna help you with all these investments and shit. We gonna get these companies and we gonna get these different types of just investment strategies so you can be good after boxing. So instead of just being a lion and being a beast and just I'm fighting for everything that I'm gonna get, they got a sense of security over there. They want to get to where I can fight one time a year, make me $1 million, and I'm good and all that kind of shit. So once they get to that point, maybe they feel like they can take a drink. If you like somebody like Mayweather, somebody like Crawford, you don't ever feel that security. You always feel like it's somebody that might be working harder than me. It might be somebody that's out there being more disciplined than me. So I need to step my motherfucking game up. I got to train like I'm broke. Fuck what's coming out the boxing. I might have my investments and all this shit Mayweather used to talk about. But at the end of the day, I got to keep myself on point at all times. And I just feel like that PBC type of model that they had took that away from the fighters. And I feel like that made them feel more comfortable to go out there fucking around, drinking and doing stupid shit. Maybe we on a few lines only, huh?
Well, time will tell, and it won't be long. Cause Platinum getting ready to fight next week. Uh, I mean this weekend coming up, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
both fight. I think Plant gonna fight that Resendez guy. I think he got a solid win over somebody. I think that might be the dude that put them hands on Hurd or something. I don't know, man. I might be wrong. I got to go back and check. But I think Resendez beat somebody significant.
If it was Hurd, I'm thinking the guy that outboxed him, cause Hurd was trying to box with him. Hurd was trying to box with him, and Renendez, if that's the guy, he was tearing Hurd's ass up, head, body. He was outboxing him, snapping his head, everything. I actually is that? No, I don't know. Is that when he retired?
I think you might be talking about that guy that come from Philadelphia. If I'm not mistaken, I can't think of his name. He had a fight not that long ago. I just pulled up the box rec real quick. Let me see if that Resendez is who I'm thinking about. Okay, now, yeah, he is. He beat Jared Hurd, so I was right about that. He stopped Hurd in the 10th round. So yeah, that's the guy that I was thinking about. He did take a 8th round stoppage to Elijah Garcia. So that's a knock on him to get stopped by a southpaw like that, and you're an orthodox fighter. But he do got the ability to show some pluck because he went out there and got a stoppage over Jared Hurd. So Caleb Plant, I think he coming off a layoff. So I think this is a pretty solid opponent for him coming off a layoff like that.
Yeah, because his last fight was Benavidez.
Well, no, it ain't that much of a layoff. I mean, it is about 8.5 months. That's a pretty significant layoff. But his last fight was against Trevor McCombie. He fought at 3.5. McCombie came out tough though, man. He came out and showed why he at 3.5. He just didn't have that experience. And Caleb Plant, he changed up his tactics. He was trying to fight him on the outside at first, and then once the fight got tough, Caleb Plant took it on the inside.
That's
And
right. That's
he
right.
started banging with that motherfucker on the inside. Yeah, got him up out of there too in 9 rounds. Yeah, salute Caleb Plant, man. That was a tough, scrappy victory for him.
I think he's gonna do good in this fight coming up. I think he leaning on the experience of dealing with Canelo and dealing with Benavidez. I think I think his toolbox has grown a little bit if that's a possibility because of facing those two guys. I think his confidence level has gone up a little more, and who knows? Sweet Hand might have a chapter 2 to his career.
Still
This
young,
is
man. He
for
32.
Yeah, this is for interim WBA, I believe that they getting ready to fight for. So he trying to scrap his way back into contention.
Yeah. He got action.
I'm a Plant fan, y'all know that. That boy Eric R say Hitman is Maul, and Mail should have been called Tin Man after that.
Yeah.
Now this is something I didn't know. D'Lo said Charlo pissed me off when he told James Harden that Crawford or Spence can't F with him, while Spence was on the canvas and Crawford was calling him out. Wow. Didn't
What
know that.
Charlo he talking about though?
Uh, the one that was I know I think it's the younger one. The one that was doing all that barking all the time, when they before the fight happened, he was talking about how Spence was gonna knock him out and everything like that. And that's what Terrence Crawford took offense of because he was like, we was all kind of cool, and then he just flipped the switch like rah rah and just overstepping boundaries with it. So he talking about the younger Charlo.
Yeah, I remember that motherfucker was looking sad as hell when Crawford was whooping on Earl ass in that ring, man. You could see him in the crowd. Like while the fighter was in the ring, if you look through the ropes, you could see him. And he was looking sad. As a matter of fact, I called it out when I was calling the fight. I was like, man, that motherfucker Charlo looking like a sad puppy out there, man. Yeah, that was sad, boy.
It was said that my favorite 147 pounder was getting his brakes whooped off of him. That was the saddest part. D'Lo said Kell Brook got with Triple G. That's what gave Canelo ducking ass to Gus to finally fight Triple G.
Yeah, he was getting with Triple G, man. I'm telling you, he was getting with him. But you know, Triple G, he turned it up to another level. I want to say it was like the 6th round, maybe the 7th round. And he just said, man, you know what? I can't let this motherfucker hang around any longer. I got to get him out of there. And he just threw caution to the wind. Fuck boxing skills, fuck strategy. I'm just gonna go through all these punches and I'm just gonna get him out of there. And he started landing body shots and shit on him. And I knew it was the end then, but I was already impressed at that point. I didn't expect Kell Brook to win in the first place. He already got me off my feet. I mean, on my feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm up happy and crunk and shit. He showed me enough. That's all I need to see. I was impressed with the motherfucker.
Say, look at Khan versus Canelo. That motherfucker came to fight and was boxing Canelo up until he got greedy. That knockout was just ridiculous, and he did stay in the pocket just a little bit too long. But other than that, he was like a mongoose on a king cobra. He would strike, get in there, tat 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 tat, pop back out, move around, jump in there, and set, pop off a few more, get out the way, make Canelo have to reset. If he could have just kept that going, Khan could have boxed his way to a win. But he stepped in there and landed a 4th or 5th pep, and that cost him.
I had stepped away for a minute. You talking about Khan when he fought against Canelo?
Yes, man. I was just
I'm about
talking
to
about
say, I
how it
know
was
this
like,
motherfucker ain't say no yes, ma'am. Nigga, you got me.
I said yes. No, I said yes, man. Come on now.
Yeah, call me your brother, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was a little too close. You know, I really don't remember that fight in detail, man. I remember that right hand Canelo put on him and knocked all the snot out his nose. I do remember Khan at the beginning. He was boxing and moving a little bit. What round did he get knocked out? Was it like the 3rd round?
Was it? D'Lo would have to remind me on that. It was early at 3 or 4. But Khan was boxing that boy, man. He was in and out like a mongoose on the King Cobra. He get in there and tap away, get out, make Canelo have to reset, and he just stayed in there a tap too long, and got caught with that overhand, and was out of there.
Yeah, that was a devastating, devastating 1-punch knockout, man.
And it was one of the kind of
in my mind, I was like, okay, you knocked out Khan because you know you was pretty much expected to, because this was a little dude coming up to you. But at the same time, Khan was doing his thing. If he just had a little more pop, he probably could have made it. It probably would have made a difference, and he probably would have been able to get out of there fast enough instead of eating that overhand.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to guess. That boy Eric R said Kill fought like a nigga versus Triple G. I was googling images, his lineage, images of his lineage, trying to find something out. Mel was straight hoe after that,
Yeah, yeah.
and Billy,
And
Millie
we some
said,
straight boxing fans, nigga. We ain't gonna put you down because you lost. But you at
"It's
least got
how
to
you
go show
lost."
some kind of pluck, man. You got to show us something, man. Go out there and pinch the motherfucker or something. And we'll cut you a break, even if you lose the fight. Like if Crawford fight Canelo in September and he lose the fight, but he go out there and stand on his square and do what he got to do. I ain't got nothing bad to say about no Crawford. Took a chance on greatness. He went up two weight classes, really three weight classes, because he a small 154 pounder. He really a true 147 pounder. But he went out there and fought. How can you say anything? But if you go out there and just stay away from a motherfucker for 12 rounds and try to survive, like, come on, man. Like, people look at Berlanga and say bad things about Berlanga, even though I think Berlanga got action at beating Hamza Saraz. But he didn't go out there and just straight survive against Canelo. He stepped in with a few combinations and tried to put a little something on Canelo. He got knocked down. I want to say the fourth round. He got up and he fought on. That made me respect him a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Jamel, I just can't get that out of my mind. Like, going into that fight, it never crossed my mind that this guy was going to be so concerned with Canelo's skills and power that he was going to not want to engage at all. And then you getting hands put on you, take a knee and all this whole type of shit. I can respect the man taking a knee because I think that shows some savvy so you can hear the final bell. But you at least got to fight somewhere off in there. Like, we look at the Ennis fight when Ennis fought against Chukajan. Chukajan took a knee. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Chukajan. Chukajan was in there throwing hands. I remember when Harutunian, when he fought against Frank Martin, he took a knee. I want to say it was the 12th round. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Harutunian. He went out there and tried to fight. Made it a good fight. This motherfucker, Jamel, took a knee, and it just put a exclamation point on the wholeness that he showed in that fight. And I'll never forgive that motherfucker for that shit. That was some sissy shit.
Well, what I could say on top of that is Caleb's plants showing against Canelo looking a lot better these days. His age is a little better.
Yeah, Caleb Plant was winning rounds. Shit, he did not go out like no punk at all. He got stopped later on. He did look like a sissy when he was talking about at the end of the fight. What he asked that motherfucker in like the 11th round or 10th round? Am I doing good? Huh? Some shit. You a great fighter. Am I a great fighter? That didn't look good. But if you take that out the equation, let's look at the way he fought. I respect him. And then he fought David Benavidez and went the distance. I thought he was gonna get stopped, but he went the distance against the man and won a few rounds. So yeah, even though he didn't win them fights, that's a great example of how two losses can actually raise your stock. And you can see it in his personality too, because after those fights that he lost, he looked like a way more confident fighter now. He looked like a complete fighter. He looked like a fighter that got more belief in himself. Because like if he wasn't that guy, I'm telling you, he would have lost to McCombie. Because McCombie came out and put some hard shots on Caleb Plant early. I thought Caleb Plant ass was out of there. But Caleb Plant showed some real grit. He showed some toughness. He showed some pluck. And he showed some intelligence too. Because him fighting on the outside wasn't working. So he said, man, let me know I'm going to change it up. And I'm going to take it to the inside on this motherfucker. Let me get my Andre Ward on in this motherfucker. And that's what he done. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. It was an impressive fight. I was excited because I'm picturing the dude. He remind me of a '90s. Would a '90s character be? Or maybe an '80s character. The way his hair and stuff looked to me.
Yeah, he had the mullet in the mustache and shit, look like a 80s porn star or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He looked crazy in my opinion. And he did go out there and step to Caleb, but Caleb switched it up on it and came out victorious. I'm proud of Caleb, man. I know people give me the blues about being a fan of him because he's had his moments. But that's my guy. I like Caleb. Caleb has impressed me.
No, we don't give you the blues for being a fan of Caleb Plant. We give you the blues for picking him at the times that you pick him. You know, his gas tank ain't the best. So if you taking him against Canelo and you taking him against Benavidez, they just not a good pick. You know what I'm saying? But Caleb Plant is a very respectable fighter for sure.
That boy AI Music says, Meets Music says, Mel was scared to get hit, man, versus Canelo. Poor fella.
Yeah.
He was scared to live up to his name. Hyphy in the house. He said, hi, tell Caleb to fight Iglesias.
I don't know if Iglesias is on that level quite yet, but definitely a solid opponent. He probably will be favored over Caleb Plant. Maybe not by the odds makers, by us viewers, we'll probably favor Iglesias. I mean, Iglesias hit motherfuckers one time and they spazzing out all on the ring and shit. It seemed like his punches just have a different effect on fighters. That lead right hook knockout that he got last year, I want to say, that was against a very tough man. I can't remember his name. I think he was Ukrainian. I picked the fight to go the distance. I mean, the dude done showed some toughness in the past, but he took a single lead right hook and was on the ground spazzing out and shit. So that motherfucker Iglesias just got a different type of power, man, for real.
Man. Hold on. It was something. D-Lo said Khan lasted 6 rounds.
Okay, 6 rounds. Damn, I don't know why I thought it was like 3.
And all Mel had to do was keep Nello at the end of his jab. Keep sticking and moving. That's what Eric R. said. He said Julio don't want no smoke. That's coming from Duquesne.
Who was Julio? Yeah, the only Julio I can think of is goddamn Julio Jones, Julio Cesar Chavez. I can't think of no other Julio.
Where we at? Mel ain't give what it takes to even do that. It would have looked like Robert Easter versus Mikey, heavyweight head Garcia.
I forgot about that fight. We had called that fight and shit too. I thought Robert Easter was gonna go out there and show something. Man, had me out there looking crazy. I had picked that motherfucker to win the fight, man. He was out there looking scared as a motherfucker.
That's the fight that he barely threw any punches, right?
Yeah, he barely threw punches, man. He got the longer reach and shit. He out there getting out jabbed by Mikey. Boy, I was upset watching that shit.
Man, to be honest, I think that was the last time I really heard his name being mentioned of anything meaningful.
No, Robert Easter, he when him and I want to say it was that Cuban, the Cuban that got stopped in 6 rounds by Gary Antoine Russell. He switched back and forth from southpaw to orthodox. He always got the crazy looking hair and shit. He kind of slick. I can't think of his name right now, but they had him and Robert Easter Jr. I want to say they had one of the most boring fights that I ever watched. And after that, I saw Robert Easter stock like go down. I didn't see as much activity. I don't remember like no demand to see his fights and shit. So like if you put them together, that Mikey performance, and then that fight that he had against the Cuban, that was the end of it for the most part.
Yeah, he had pretty much disappeared. He said I was being sarcastic about Shakur because all the fighters he calls brother, so he don't have to fight. Hyphy said,
Oh yeah,
Shakur,
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, about the twins. He got a lot of twins.
Yeah.
He said, speaking of Shakur, Oshaki exposed him badly. I don't know what Oshaki said about him, but I kind of feel like what I was speaking about Keyshawn and Shakur at some point, Keyshawn gonna get tired of being my big bro number one, when he ain't really doing nothing, at some point, if the hunger of being the man is really what it's supposed to be, Keyshawn gonna start speaking on the point that he might be better than Shakur, and that has started to take place, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking at Robert Easter Jr. Man, it's really disappointing because he went out there and got a split decision against Richard Comey. And, well, first he fought Argenis Mendez and stopped him in 5. I still remember the right hand that he put on Mendez, and that kind of put him on the map. So then they put him off in there with Richard Comey when Comey was undefeated, and they had a scrap in that motherfucker. I'm talking about they was in that bitch fighting it out in there, and he got a split decision victory over Richard Comey. So he kind of established now. You know what I'm saying? Then he go out there and beat Dennis Shafikov. Then he go out there and get a split decision over Javier Fortuna. And then he get off in there with Mikey and lose damn near every round. One of the scorecards had a 118 to 109. Then he go off in there with Rancis Barthélemy, and that's the Cuban that I was talking about. And they had a draw. Probably the most boring fight. Man, that shit was it was horrible, bro. I called the fight too. People was giving me props just for getting through that shit. Like they wasn't throwing no punches. It was terrible. And after that Rancis Barthélemy fight, he only had 2 more fights. He fought against Adrian Granados and he fought against Ryan Martin. And that Ryan Martin fight wasn't a good fight. That was a horrible fight too. That might be the fight that I'm talking about, that I'm thinking about actually. As a matter of fact, that is. Ryan Martin is the dude that got stopped by Josh Taylor and shit. And when him and Robert Easter Jr. fought, that was a horrible fight, man. That shit was terrible, bro. And that was the last fight that he fought. This motherfucker 5'11" with a 76-inch reach. Getting out jabbed by Mikey Garcia and shit. You still there, nigga? You on mute?
My bad. I'm sitting here saying that dude could reach his knees. How long you say his arms are again?
76 inches.
Boy, that boy got a orangutan reach.
He got the same reach as Jarrett Hurd.
Dang. And Jerry Hurd 6 what? 5'11", 6 foot?
Nah, he about 6'1". Yeah, he about 6'1".
And his arm reach is as long as hers, and he 5'11".
Yeah, very long reach.
Feet. That's crazy. He could jab you from across the ring like DeHazen on Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Man, that boy got a long arm. Speaking about big number of kids, when we were speaking about that, I know this is where that's from. That boy DeCane say that's sharecropping.
Yeah.
That boy say, laughing out loud, Grandma said, empire and farmers, we finna birth and raise out farmers. Stop it.
Yeah, that's what that was very common practice though. Back in them days. My grandmother said like a lot of people was doing this shit, like as far as the black people. They get them contracts, get to picking that cotton. Like a lot of people think cotton picking was 200 years ago or some shit. That shit was not that long ago. And like on the East Coast, yeah, it was a lot of people picking tobacco. Like in North Carolina and shit. I remember that motherfucker. What's one time, man? Lawrence Williams. He was talking about his family used to pick tobacco and shit back in the day. So yeah, that's definitely sharecropping for sure.
That boy D-Lo say Travis and Tarvis Sims. I think they are good now though.
Yeah, I ain't never even heard of them, bro. I can think of Marlon So Icy Sims. That's the only one that's coming to my mind. Maybe Kenneth Sims. That come to my mind. I want to say that Marvin Hagler might have fought a Sims back in the day. Maybe I'm tripping, but yeah, I ain't never heard of them two Sims though.
D-Lo bring it up. He said, I believe AB. I think some of them MFs over there getting finesse, but they won't know until they retire. Speaking about PBC and how these fighters getting relaxed on I guess a dream being sold. If we to believe that's going on, he said he KO heard a few fights ago. Is
Yeah,
that
he
the
talking
fight
about
Heard
Resendez.
retired?
Yeah, he talking about that Resendez guy. He stopped Hurd in round 10. Tough Mexican fighter.
Yeah. He said I think it was where Heard's lip got ripped.
I remember him being up against the ropes, getting fucked up. The other guy that I was thinking about was Luis Arias. I want to say he from Philly. He might have been Hurd too. Maybe I'm tripping. Hell, I was just looking at Hurd shit too, man. I should have looked for him. But yeah, I get them mixed up. Resendez and Luis Arias.
He said Eric Austin, I remember them scenes. Them Sims. One of them Sims had the coldest knockout when the ref tried to split them up. One of those Mayweather Ortiz type knockouts. He knocked out the ref?
Yeah, I don't remember, man. They got me on that one.
Uh-oh. He said Khan lasted. Oh, I read that. I'm getting down to that. Seen that already.
Yeah,
He
6
said you could take a knee, but when you down, they're looking for a zipper like Mel. That's crazy work. He said down there looking for a zipper. Oh, that's just so disrespectful.
Yeah, that's disrespectful as fuck.
That is cold. Where we you can take okay, I read that. Wholeness with an explanation point, laughing out loud. That's from Decay. Well, they on that boy.
Yeah.
Jamel may as well have stayed down on that knee like Ryan because he did Nathaniel from that point on. Straight weak sauce. Straight bitchness.
Yeah, I think we might have put a bet on that the fight go the distance. I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm about 70% sure that we had put a little bet on that the fight go the distance. So I am glad the motherfucker got up and went the distance. But I would much rather he had fought in there and showed some pluck. That's what
Yeah,
we
I guess.
came to see. We didn't come to see you go the distance. We came to see a fight. We didn't come to see an assault. We came to see a mutual combat fight.
He said there was no way on God's green earth was he gonna give anybody the chance to see him get knocked out by Cinnamon. And he got a lot of money for it.
Yeah, that's true. He did
My
get
boy
paid.
Kane Wood, go ahead.
No, I was just saying he did get paid.
Yeah. My boy DeCane Wood, remember, he said, Caleb asked Canelo, how are my skills?
Yeah, that's what he said. I mean, he said, you a skillful fighter? Do you think I'm a skillful fighter and all that shit? Like, man, come on, bro. That wasn't a good look. But at the same time, man, you know, you got to go through some adversity, go through some resistance so you can come out better on the other side. And even though I did not like that conversation, at the end of the day, I do feel like that fight, along with the Benavidez fight, made Caleb Plant a better fighter. So he got what he was supposed to get out of it.
That boy said, MZU capping for Plant. It's crazy work, like coming to the cookout with a MAGA hat on and a dashiki.
Nah, I don't look at it like that, man. Caleb Plant fucked with the brothers, man. He was raised up around black people and shit. You know, I know he's from Tennessee, and you get to thinking that redneck shit, but he was around the brothers growing up, though. Matter of fact, they got a video on YouTube where he out there in the hood fighting the nigga.
Eric I just want to be hard on Plant, man. He don't want to let Plant, let Plant be something, man. Don't do him like that. He said, Dashiki, I'm giving MZ the blues. No, I'm with you tonight. Iglesias be hitting like Tito Trinidad Pops. Wraps his hands.
Yeah, he hitting, man. It always stands out to me if you can hit a man one time and he go down. And it's another thing if you can hit a man one time, he go down and don't get up. Then it's another thing you can hit a man one time and he on the ground convulsing and doing some weird movements and shit. Like, you got to see what I'm talking about, man. He hit the dude with a lead right hook and it looked dangerous. It looked like he was in danger of losing his life or something on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very strange, man. It showed me like this dude got a different type of power. He hitting hard than a motherfucker out there.
So he the kind of guy that if you luckily don't catch the brunt of the first punch when he hits you, you can see that he changed the complexion of your thinking of what you're about to do or how you about to try to survive fighting this guy.
Yeah, that motherfucker, he can miss a punch and set you straight. You be thankful he ain't hit you with that motherfucker. Square business. Let me see if I can find the name of that opponent real quick. It was a first round knockout, man. He hit that man with a lead right hook. That was all she wrote.
You say one of those Bartholomew brothers.
Yeah, that's the Cuban
Rancis
I was talking about.
Bartholomew?
Yeah, Rancis Bartholomew. But I think
Only
the actual
twins.
opponent that I was trying to say was Ryan Martin, though. Yeah, the
It's
guy that
always
he hit was Evgeny Svedinko or something like that. But that was a first round knockout. He knocked him out last year in June. Then he fought
was
Senna
he
Beko. He a pretty tough guy. He got him out of there in 2 rounds. Then he fought a pretty tough guy named Petro Ivanov and got him out of there in 5 rounds. You know, like he knocking all these dudes out, man. The only person that
the
I could see that went the distance with him was Isaac Chilemba. And you know he a straight up Iron Man, man. Chilemba done been around. I can't call him an Iron Man because he done been stopped twice, so we got to call him a war machine. But that motherfucker is tough. So I ain't surprised he went the distance, you know what I'm saying? But everybody else, they get knocked out.
the dude you talking about he was spazzing out in the middle of the ring, right?
Yeah.
I think I got that on one of my intro videos or something where he was spazzing out the ring. A couple of videos I got put together.
Yeah, yeah.
Only twins I F with is Smoke and Stack. He said I think Easter got shot after his last fight. What?
That sounds kind of familiar. That sounds kind
The
of
hell is he
familiar.
doing to get shit? Out there being a gangster when you don't really need to be. You
From the
fighting
mean
discipline and
streets
getting
of
paid
Toledo,
for it.
Ohio, man.
That's more of a reason not to be in that situation. He say, bro, Ryan Martin was just on that Netflix watered down version of Pop the Balloon a fine love.
Fighter Ryan Martin, my stomach over here growling like a motherfucker. I've been over here doing this eating this vegan type shit. I'm all on these black beans and lentils and all kind of quinoa and all this other type of shit. I ain't ate meat all day. That's probably why I'm over here. Can't remember a goddamn thing. Can't remember nobody's names. Can't remember amateur backgrounds. Can't remember shit. But if y'all hear my stomach growling, man, that's why.
I was about to say how long you plan on doing this diet?
Man, I don't really know, man. It's kind of weird because like I like it seems to be affecting my mind, but when I'm physical, I feel like I got more energy. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm just doing some calisthenics or something like that, I'm able to get an extra set in that I wasn't able to do before. I'm able to crank out a couple of extra reps. So I feel like it got a good effect on me. But as far as my mind, it seems like my shit is slower than it normally is. You know, I'm wondering maybe is that like a lack of vitamin B12 or something like that. I might have to find a way to get the B12 without the animal products. And
Right.
I'm probably not gonna do it like on a permanent basis, but I do think it's a good little change up. I felt like it had a good effect on my digestive system and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel a little bit more regulated. So I think it's some positive aspects to it, but I don't like the way it's affecting my mind though. My shit is going slow. I feel dumb as fuck.
Huh. Interesting. I'm saying interesting like I could come up with some kind of diagnosis, which I can't. I'm just thinking about the times that my youngest daughter, she went through the different phases because my wife was cooking. She was cooking for us, and then she was cooking the special meals for her because she wasn't eating any meat at the time. It was bean products, and and pretty much spices. You know, they had this meat that it wasn't a meat, it was a spice that was just like you had to cook it quick, but it was like a ground beef, but it was spice. Oh my goodness. And but she never slowed down on anything. Her mind seemed like it was still fresh and absorbent, and her energy level was out the chain.
Yeah, we talking about somebody that's young compared to a motherfucker that's 40 too, though.
Yeah, I was factoring that in and some of the things that you do that she don't do or wasn't doing at the time or anything like that might also play an effect to it. So yeah, I get you on that.
Yeah, is I really been on it for convenience because like I don't have to worry about throwing out meat and all this kind of shit. I could just get the pot, fill it up with vegetables, throw my black beans and lentils and quinoa and rice and whatever I want to put off in there, and I could just keep it moving. Like I don't have no delay. So like it's a lot easier when I'm doing my food prepping and all that kind of shit. But I'm gonna have to find a way to get this B12 or at least maybe incorporate a little bit of meat into my diet, maybe in the morning or something like that. But I like it's some parts that I like and there's some parts that I don't like.
Right. You might could find a way to mix, come up with a mixture where you could work both of them and get the best of both. Might take some thinking and some doing, but you one of those health nuts. I think you can come up with that kind of diet.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna figure it out, man. I mean, I'm already over here cut up and shit. I've been on this for a little while. Like not the diet, but like the fitness and all that kind of shit. Cause I had hurt myself and I was out of commission for a little while. But now I'm healthy again. I'm able to go to the gym and shit. So yeah, I'm definitely not looking like your normal 40-year-old. That's for damn sure. I can see with the place. I can snap a little picture and send a little picture and little lady friend or something. They like what they see. Everything good. Everything cool. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I hear you. You had ducked out for a second, but you came back in like you had got faded or something. That boy D-Lo say, my grandma used to do sharecropping, picking cotton. I don't know if he's marking you when you were saying it, but I
Nah,
took it as you.
he from Georgia. That's the kind of shit they got going on out there. I remember a long time ago I had told D-Lo that Georgia wasn't the real South.
Ooh, why would you say that?
Because of Pimp C. Pimp C talking about them Atlanta niggas wasn't really the South. He considered them East Coast niggas because they wasn't on Central Standard Time the way Texas is. And I took that stupid shit and ran with it and told D-Lo that Georgia ain't the real South. Nigga, that shit south as a motherfucker out there in Georgia. Nigga, all kind of plantations and
Boy,
cotton
you're not
fields and
joking.
all kind of shit out there. Nigga, yeah, they more south than Texas. Yeah, we like a mixture between the South and like California. Like we like a hybrid type of state. That's the way I see it. Because like if you go to Louisiana and you go to Alabama and shit like that, that shit looks
Southern.
different. You know what I'm
That's
saying? In Texas.
Southern.
Yeah, so Georgia is like that. You know, it's one of them type of states. So yeah, I
Yeah.
was out of pocket for saying that shit.
Yeah, Georgia got those spots they can go somewhere and get you lost.
Sundown towns and all that type of shit. Now I know we got them in Texas too, but them real southern states, they got them sundown towns. Nigga, you better not get caught out here after the sun go down. Something bad happened to you. Be hanging from one of these motherfucking trees or something out here.
Well, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
Square
They
business.
say, Aries beat Herd as well, coming off the death of his father, though. Herd was going through a lot mentally.
Okay.
MF got DPD. I don't
Yeah,
know what
I remember
DPD
Aries
is.
getting with him though, man. I remember having him against the ropes and throwing combinations and stuff like that. I think he from Philly, man. You can't just count out the Philly fighters, man. Them motherfuckers be tough. You see what Tevin Farmer doing, right?
Yeah,
Shit, he
Tevin
got
Farmer looking good.
he got a fight coming up, man. I can't think of who the fuck it is. Let
He
me
getting
look
ready
on.
to fight uh what's the boy? He wanted to. I was just talking about it earlier. He getting ready to fight. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
Damn, my fucking nose stopped up and shit.
the weather changed. We had like a tornado warning here. Lightning was flashing all night.
Oh yeah, we had a bad storm last night. Knocked the power out and all that shit. Yeah, he fighting Schofield, man.
Yeah, that's it, Floyd Schofield. Cause he
Yeah,
was on
he might go out there and upset Schofield.
then Schofield better not be playing. This is a chance for him to prove that he got something. And the hospital thing that he had, where he had to pull out with Shakur and all that stuff, was just coincidence. Because I saw Tevin Farmer on the video letting him know he a Philly fighter. He different, and they've been talking too much, and he feel like they've been disrespectful, and he gonna have to show Kid Austin what it is. So I'm kind of looking forward to that fight.
Kid Austin better come in there and show something, man, because he didn't look the most impressive against Rene Tellez Hiron. Now I know that's one of the Mexicans with 3 names, but he got hurt in that fight. Got caught with a left hook, I want to say. Maybe it was the right hand. I'm gonna put my money on the left hook though. It was late in the fight. And I know that Tevin Farmer is a lot more accomplished. He done reached higher heights than Hiron. He done been a champion and shit. Hiron ain't never won no championship. So this is really a step up in class going from Rene Tellez Hiron to Tevin Farmer. And he been in the mix. Like, you know, he beat Avery Sparrow, another one of them tough Philadelphia fighters. That's when he kind of got back in the mix because he came off a layoff. He was out the ring for like almost 3.5 years. Then he beat Avery Sparrow. Then they put him off in there with a couple of showcase guys, you know, sharp enough, stay sharp. And then they started putting him off in there with some real solid competition, and he arguably won these fights. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he better come in. He better come ready. Cause this motherfucker farm is gonna come fight for sure.
I got a little question for you. Can you see the chat right now?
Like on my device or like on your screen?
On your device or my screen, either one.
Yeah, I see Miss Almond Brown in the building. Salute to my Amazon angel. She heard what I said, talking about I look good with my shirt off. I had sent her a little picture. She said she liked it. So she done came
Well, I
out the
want to say
woodwork.
salute. I want to say salute to Sis too. AB in the house. What's up? But there's a question up there to say, who are you sending pictures to? Let me find out.
I was talking about you. I sent you the goddamn picture. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. D-Lo say the conversation would have been player if Plant had still been putting belt to ass and actually got the win. Okay, D-Lo, you can let it go. You know, I understand it. Plant
Which
had
fight
one
you talking
little
about though?
hiccup.
You talking about
with
Canelo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was looking real good and sharp early in that fight, man. I just knew the stamina wasn't gonna stand up for him. But I gotta give him props on the Benavidez fight because Benavidez, I thought he was gonna stop that boy, especially with the stamina problems. And that motherfucker went the distance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Caleb Plant, man, he got some plug, man.
He learned how to work with the gas tank he got, how to use energy in spurts, and lay back a little bit. Like I said, he done had back-to-back hard fights. I mean, possibly the hardest 2 opponents on his resume, Canelo, and then Benavidez. Come on. So I'm sure he's absorbed plenty from both of those losses. In
Absolutely.
my opinion, that's what I'm seeing.
Absolutely. You learn more about a fighter when they lose than when they win. You know what? I heard Chris Eubank Sr. talking about Mayweather. And he said, man, I don't really know how to rank Mayweather because I never seen him lose. And I know a lot of people wouldn't understand where he's coming from, but I felt where he was coming from with that. Because, like, when I'm evaluating fighters, like if I'm looking for bets, for example, I feel way better about guys that took losses than the undefeated guys. If I see a man that's undefeated, it's like an incomplete story. I don't know how he loses if he was to lose. So for the most part, like especially if they don't have an amateur background, I take them guys to get knocked out if I take them to lose. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a guy that I can see how he lose, like Devin Alexander, we were just talking about Isaac Chilemba, two war machines, or somebody like Renee Tellez Heron, a bona fide Iron Man. See, that's a complete story. That's why I'm able to rank them the way I'm ranking them. I could say, yeah, that's an Iron Man. That's a war machine because I know how they lose. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, knowing how a motherfucker handles that adversity like that, that gives me a more solid picture of who he is as a fighter. So that made me respect Caleb Plant more. But that's the kind of fans we are. Like, it's the same thing with Tevin Farmer. We all had a measure of respect for Farmer, but Farmer, he done took like 3 losses, 2 against Cepeda, 1 against Muratalla, and his stock rose for us. Even though he lost the fights, it rose for us. You see what I'm saying?
I'm trying not to sneeze right now. Hold on. Okay. Well, we kind of could say that we know how Mayweather lost because he lost in the Olympics and he was crying, and I guess you could say that he didn't want to feel that no more ever again, and I guess that's the best place to place his loss.
Yeah, that's a controversial loss, though. I don't really count that the same. I guess you could say the same thing with Tevin Farmer because a lot of people felt like he won his fights too. But it's still a little bit different from the amateurs and the pros. It's one thing if you lose a 3-round fight in the amateurs. It's something totally different if you lose a 10 or a 12-round fight in the pros. Like we gonna get a lot more information about you in that situation. You know, I
Yeah,
just
but
seen. Go ahead.
didn't that drop him from like gold to bronze?
Yeah, it did.
That's like, oh, come on, that's the biggest stage in the world. I'm just speaking on that behalf. I'm like, that's the gold medal just got took from me.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it was an illegitimate loss. Like, if we look at Roy Jones or something, like, we can't learn nothing about Roy Jones losing in the Olympics. He should have won the motherfucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we might learn more about Shakur with his loss when he was crying and shit when he lost to Robeisy Ramirez. You know, or even that woman, that the Sweet Terminator. We learned a lot about her loss when she lost to that Kumbayeva chick from Kazakhstan. I haven't been a believer in a sense. So I am kind of like contradicting myself because I'm saying that I can't learn as much from an amateur fight. But in that situation, I could learn a lot. I saw that she just didn't have that heart to go out there and take a victory. She let somebody take something from her. She took the gold medal from her. And also, you might could say the same thing about Shakur, because when Shakur fought Robeisy, he didn't step on the gas the whole time like he was supposed to. He went out there and won the first round real close, but he was an underdog, so that might incline the judges to give it to the favorite Robeisy. This was like his second Olympics or something like that. Then the second round, Shakur shined on it. I'm talking about looking smooth out there, had me on my feet. And then the third round, he let off the gas and let the man outwork him. And then he won silver. And after the fight, he cried and he said, "I should have made it more clear." See, that's somebody that's not pushing it to the limit. So if he get off in there with somebody that can push him to the limit, I'm a little bit worried about what's gonna happen. Because I done already seen him in the situation where somebody kind of took something from him. It came down to that third round. I felt like Shakur was winning, but I knew the first round was close, and I knew that Robeisy was the favorite. So the judges are probably gonna favor him, and plus he a Cuban. We needed this third round to close this shit out, and he didn't give it to me. He went out there and coached it and let the man win the round. So that is a knock I have on Shakur. I ain't gonna lie. Just like I got it on the Sweet Terminator, I got that knock on Shakur. And then you supposed to go out there and take that shit. And you went out there and just let the man take your gold medal and got you crying after the fight because you knew that you could have done better. You should have made it more clear. See, that's a different situation than Mayweather like Roy Jones. Them motherfuckers just should have won. They just flat out got robbed. Shakur didn't get robbed. He allowed himself to lose the motherfucking fight. I'm getting upset thinking about that shit.
I'm sitting here like, Okay, we done went to church up in this camp on Shakur.
No, because I was invested in that shit, man. You got to remember this is coming after the sparring with Devin Haney and all this kind of shit. I'm high as hell on Shakur. I'm telling my mom, I mean, we got this kid Shakur Stevenson, man. We gonna get gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm all excited. I'm talking to.
Your mic died on you. But he sounded like he was excited about what's going on with Shakur at the time. But I'm gonna have to let him tell that story. That boy D-Lo say 8Ball and MJG made him look at Tennessee
About this
different
kid,
a long
put on the
time
motherfucking
ago.
pedal and go get it.
Go get it?
Yeah, that's all he had to do, bro.
Wow. Now I don't know how to hit you with this, but all we heard was go get it. So I'll hit you with the go get it like, you know, we really heard it, but we didn't because your microphone had cut off for like a good 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, I ain't touched nothing, so I don't know what happened. Hey, y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me if I'm cutting out and shit, man. I might have to go out and come back in or something.
Yeah, I got a lot of chat in there. Okay, no, they haven't said nothing yet. But where we at? 8Ball and MJG made him look at Tennessee different. He said Easter was robbed and shot 3 times. That's from D-Lo picking up on the fact that he said Easter had got shot.
Damn, man. I hate to hear that shit, man. He ain't fought since.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
He said Trey X over there losing weight. Definitely need that D3, B12, and B6. Got that magnesium and zinc too.
No, I got the D3 all day. I'm good on the minerals and shit for the most part, like magnesium and all that kind of shit. As a matter of fact, I was out doing some community work and Almond Brown called me. I couldn't hear her because I'm outside and I was in the sun getting my vitamin D3 in. Called her back and she ain't even answer the phone. Texted her the next day and we're like, what's up? She ain't even answer my text. So she talking about I can't remember what she said, but that's why I ain't just make it clear about who I was talking about because I ain't know if you were rocking with me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. But you know, going down, I'm jumping some spots, but I'm staying on spots. Hey MZ, Trey X, Mars, chat. That's Almond Brown right there. D-Lo say you wasn't out of pocket, laughing out loud. He say Pimp walked that back later though. AI showed enough, laughing out loud. What's up, my people? Rod X in the house.
Yeah, I was out of pocket with that shit, D-Lo. I said that man ain't from the South. He nigga from Georgia. Yeah, Florida like that too. Shit, we all linked together a little bit. Like I said, though, Texas ain't as much as like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia. I consider that the real South. We like a hybrid version of the South. You know what I'm saying? They straight indica over there. We a hybrid. So yeah, I was out of pocket for that shit.
Texas strike me more like a mid country spot. It's not really, like you said, it's not really fully southern. It's got a midwestern if you really look at it.
Oh yeah. That's why I say like you got some countryness here, but it don't have the same density as I see from other states that I've been to.
Yeah, because Georgia, you could tell the country there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could tell it. You recognize it instantly. You could feel it. Also in Mississippi, but more because I spent a lot more time in Georgia. Yeah, it's there. You could feel the difference. You could feel the black pride and the blackness there, but you could also feel that there's a danger right around the corner if you end up making the wrong turn.
Yeah, for sure.
He say former fighting Schofield. Yeah, they fighting each other.
Yeah, we're gonna see, man. What's up with Schofield, man?
Yeah, this is chance because people question his legitimacy about the hospital bed. I looked at the picture and it looked, I don't know, he was really knocked out hard in that picture, sleeping in that bed, or maybe his dad was like, hold your head down, look like that. I don't know. But this is his chance to make it happen. Tevin Farmer is no walk in the park at all. Tevin Farmer gonna bring you what you need to either propel you to get you back in the conversation where you could talk about fighting Shakur or one of those other guys up there, or it's gonna knock you down a few rungs on the ladder.
Yeah.
Hurd and Harrison both lost their dads from COVID-19 around the same time.
Man, that's some sad shit, man.
Hey, he said Aries is from Milwaukee. 78 was the first one that I heard talking about him.
Who from Milwaukee?
Aries.
Oh, Luis Arias. Okay, he from Milwaukee. I don't know why I thought that motherfucker was from Philly. I guess because he showed that Philadelphia grit when he fight.
Right when you said that, I looked at the next comment. Maybe he fought in Philly as an amateur or something. I don't know. Maybe that's why you might thought he fought from out of there.
Maybe I'm thinking about Adrian. That Granados, he ain't from Philly either. He from Chicago, huh? Adrian Granados, he from Chicago, right?
That's the one that got knocked out by Danny Garcia.
I don't know if he ever got knocked out. Granados is one of the toughest motherfuckers I just seen in my like live watching boxing. I ain't talking about looking into history or nothing. That's a tough motherfucker. I don't think he ever been stopped.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna go
him.
check real quick though. He might have got stopped. Maybe I'm wrong, but that was a tough motherfucker right there, boy. I got a bunch of respect for Granado. That was an Iron Man. He got stopped one time, so you might be right. Let me see who stopped. Yep, Danny Garcia stopped him in 7. But if you look at all the motherfuckers he done been in the ring with, you be like, damn. This motherfucker was off in there with Frankie Gomez when he was undefeated. He fought Kermit Cintron. He fought Felix Diaz when Diaz was doing his thing before he got locked up. Brad Solomon, he took a loss to Adrian Broner, Sean Porter, Javier Fortuna. That was a no contest, though. He got stopped by Danny, Robert Easter Jr., Connor Bean. That motherfucker just done been off in there with some tough people, man, and he only been stopped one time out of 9 losses. So we got to take him from an Iron Man down to a war machine, but he definitely deserves his moniker, whatever word I'm supposed to say, for sure.
Who stopped him?
Danny. He was right.
Okay, so I think that is the guy. Yeah, he's from Chicago.
They say, they say he from Illinois, so it's not exactly Chicago. He probably just say Chicago because we ain't never heard of where he really from. They say he from Berwyn, Illinois.
Yeah, I had to look on the map to see where that's at. Oh, did I just say that to let people know how old I am? I should have said I should have Google mapped that, huh?
Nah, fuck all that, nigga. We old school. We gonna look at the map. Hey, how my volume sound? I'm still going out and shit.
No, I'm saying I hear you quite well. Quite well. Excuse me.
Get his ass dope.
Yeah, the sweet Terminator is like one of those tough talking studs. It ain't really about that. If you step to her, are we talking about the same person? The sweet Terminator, ain't that Caroline Dubois?
No, hell no.
What's her name? I thought she was the sweet Terminator.
No, I'm talking about the sweet Terminator is the one that fight at 168. She got a fight coming up with
That's
the
like
Carissa beat Savannah Marshall. She about to fight her. I can't never think of the woman's name, man. So I just call her the sweet Terminator, man. Shit, I can't never remember her name. The Kane know her name though, man. Look for the Kane comment if he's still in here. He gonna put us up on game.
Yeah. I'm way there. Granados. Yeah, he said, yeah, Granados is from the shot. That's D-Lo.
Yeah, the Kane just put us on. That's Shadeja Green. That's a sweet Terminator.
Okay. I don't know why I thought Caroline Dubois was the sweet Terminator. I don't know why I gave that name to her. I know what's her name is Sweet Poison.
I can she look. Oh, that's what it is.
I'm talking about Sebastian's sister. Her name is Gabriella Fundora. Her name is
Pandora.
Sweet Poison.
Oh, okay. That's a good name for her. She looked like a sweet young lady. Oh, Sweet Caroline is what Carolyn Dubois is, so that's why you
Oh,
thought.
okay, it's Sweet Caroline.
Yeah. That makes sense too. That's a good name for her.
She's a good fighter. I like her. I like her style.
She gonna fuck around and get her ass whooped. She fight my fighter though. I
What you
can't
talking
think of her
about?
name either, man. Hey, what's my fighter name? DeCane? Put me on, man. Uh Olympic bronze medalist. She lost to that woman from I want to say Ireland though. She beat her several times in the amateurs. She would have been a good pro, but I think she retired. She a little older. She like 35 or something like that. But man, my favorite fighter besides Carissa, Carissa is in a league of her own. You know what I'm saying? But outside of her, I cut for this other woman, man, that can fight like a motherfucker. It looks different than every other woman that I watch, especially in the pros. Like she put more hurt on you than anybody that I see. Like I've seen people like Savannah Marshall that'll knock your ass out with the left hook. But it's very rare that I've seen somebody that can stand in front of you and just put all these hard shots on you. Like you feel sorry for an opponent. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare I see a woman's fight and I feel sorry for the opponent. But this woman right here, I feel sorry for her opponents, man. And they talking about be a Beatrice Ferreira. I appreciate that. If she fight Carolyn Dubois, I got Beatrice, man. I have to.
Wow.
You
And
got to see. You got to check her out, MZ.
I'm
I
trying to
promise.
picture and see because the what you describing, I think I've watched some of her footage.
You'll know if you don't watch her, nigga. All the hurt she putting on women, beating the brakes off of them. I'm talking about counter shots, body shots. Her defense can be a little suspect because she's so offensive minded. You know what I'm saying? I remember we were watching the fight a long time ago. She fought a 3.5. DeCane say he think that she need more defense. And I don't disagree with him on that. But she's so offensive minded that she gonna take a couple of shots every now and then. It's kind of like the Boots Ennis effect. Like he'll beat your ass fighter, and she's a beat your ass fighter. So every now and then they gonna take a couple of shots, like a Dula Mason when he got dropped when he was trying to hold the phone, but he had the phone on speaker. You know what I'm saying? He got caught with some shit. But
Not on speaker.
yeah, beat your ass fighters, they gonna take a shot every now and then, and that's what she is. So she gonna beat your ass, and also she's a great entertaining fighter. Like her fights are fun to watch. I ain't seen not one fight for Beatrice Ferreira that was not fun to watch. I think she need more publicity, man. I think she the best kept secret in all the women's boxing. And you might can say all the boxing, man, because she is a hell of a fighter.
That's big.
Yeah.
He said Fortuna basically curved out versus Granada. He pulled a Biha versus Dawson, a Century versus Paul Williams. Deja Green. She finna get beat up by Savannah Marshall.
Yeah, see, they got a common opponent, right? Franchon Cruz is the common opponent. Savannah Marshall, I want to say, beat her by majority decision. And I want to say that she beat Shadeja Green.
Yeah, she beat Shadeja Green. Didn't beat her. I think that's the fight you said that Shadeja Green like just gave up or something like that.
I might have said it wrong, but what I'm trying to say is they got a common opponent in Franchon Cruz. Savannah Marshall beat her by majority decision, and this woman, Franchon Cruz, she beat Shadeja Green by majority decision, if I'm not mistaken. And that's their common opponent. One fighter beat her, Savannah Marshall. The other fighter lost, Shadeja Green. Now, we do have a variable. It's a layoff. Savannah Marshall been out the ring for a long time. I want to say back to 2023. So that's a major variable going into this. But if it wasn't for that, for me, it would be an easy call. Savannah Marshall all day long. DeCane said he thinks she's still going to win. My guess is that Savannah Marshall still going to win. I say by decision. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a very interesting fight. I won't be upset if Shadeja Green come show something, though. You know, she got talent. She got natural ability. She just she too nice. Like she got the perfect name, man, because she a Terminator when she want to be, but she's also a sweet woman. And I noticed that when I saw her interact with her opponents, like Franchon Cruz, for example, when they would talk trash to each other, when they would do their face-offs, I would look at Shadeja Green, and I see a sweet woman, I see a loving woman. But this is boxing, though. I need to see
Killer out there. I understand. My boy faded out again on us. He said, phone on speaker is crazy work. You're right. He came out of there out of nowhere. Cruz got a pretty wide UD over Green. Well, Savannah Marshall, she got that nice jab. Shadeja gonna have to get off the line to get away from that. I'm getting hungry. Trex, I don't know what's happening, man. We lost our brother. He out there that internet chewing him up, washing him around. Give me a hot second. Let me. Oh, he gonna come back in a minute. He said, "I bet Trey's cooking." Trying to get him something to eat on, huh? Y'all give me a second. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and see what's happening as I let y'all ride to the soothe the sounds of Hydro Blow, featuring my partner, the King.
Shorty looking mad fly, had me captivated when she walked by. I'm serious, she had me feeling this tingle, son. Stimulated conversation after mingling. Honey was jingling and stretched jeans looking clean. Appearance would enhance any scene, know what I mean? Feel me, really. I know it sounds silly, but looking at her was like puffing on a fat fillet. Relaxing, she had this natural attraction. She started laughing when she saw my reaction. Oh my, pass the name and number to the cell. Asked for mine, I said it's Otis, last name is Bell. Also known as the O, the B, the 3, the A, the S, the T. It's me, obese, and you get high. Then I'm your guy.
If I got the high, you got control, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got control, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got control, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got control, you can make this track go.
Say what you want, just be blunt, I can stand the pain. Take a ride on the great airlines, I promise you be glad you came. The fire in your eyes make wetness between your thighs. You say you never blow, I eliminate your disguise. Underneath your green exterior, I gaze. Exploration of your brain leaves me in a purple haze. I see consent as my morals continue living. I just like to engage in a little oral tradition. So pardon my unorthodox approach to blazing luscious. That's just the way I roll. Lick the split before I stuff it. You like it hot, I got enough smoke to choke the average throat. But tonight I'm trying to go a little deeper. Loving the feel of your lips, taking drags off this gas, just puff and never pass. I'm your high value reaper.
I got the high, you got control, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got control.
Okay, we right back. I see my brother say his Wi-Fi is trash can juice right now. That's what happened. We lost it. Reminds me of when I used to, when I was on Dude's channel. MF went live, hit the mute button on accident for a few minutes, and cooked for about 25 straight minutes on mute without reading comments. I wonder who did that. He said, Marshall style ugly to look at, but effective as F. I feel you on that. Speaking on the Shadeja Green situation. You would think, because my nose and everything that got stopped up, I went and worked on the yard today. And you would think after such a hard rain and everything, that it would have been safe to be able to go out there and cut the weeds down and cut the grass without having to suffer the consequences of getting a stopped up nose. and my head feeling like it's under pressure. And I ain't talking like the song Under Pressure. I ain't talking about that. I'm telling you, like my head is sucking in. I don't know. I have to go get some Sudafed or something. Or some. I wish I had some tea. That would go great right now. Nice hot cup of tea. We just spoke about this situation. I'm looking to see. I don't want to miss anything. He said, yes, we Terminators like one of those tough talking studs that ain't really about that action if you step to her. Dang, that's how you looking at it, Eric Carr. You got some who are about their life, and you got some that just hug, just hang with the homies. Hope she will rub off through osmosis. Stop it. Rod X in the building. I hope we didn't miss out saying what's going on with you. He said, you good now? Okay, I'm way up in the wrong spot when it comes to read the comments. 14, basically, I remember reading that Stage Green. She finna get beat up by Savannah Marshall. I remember that Eric Carr's on speakerphone, crazy work. Cuz got pretty came up my phone. How I pop way back up there then? 25 minutes straight without mute. Okay, so I did make it. Do you have all the pine trees? No, I don't have any pine trees around my house, man. No pine trees at all. We got I don't know what kind of trees they are, to be honest with you. Just regular trees. You know, just regular trees. I can't think of nothing out there, but you know, I do get stuffy when I go out to cut grass. And it was warmer. The ground had kind of soaked up a lot of last night's hard rain, which is remarkable because coming home, there was so much water out on the streets, you know, when my wife was driving, because she picked me up. The water was just splashing so high in areas that you wouldn't even have that. Yeah, regular trees. What does that mean, sir? I mean just that they're not sap giving trees. So it's not maple trees or palm trees or pine trees. They're just regular trees. I don't know what the name of the damn trees are. This is a diverse block when it comes to trees. But I know pine trees ain't part of the diversity of the trees that we got on this street. And palm trees aren't either. Or maple trees. I can't say I've seen a fruit tree either. So I just know they're just regular trees. Just trees, yeah. Just trees. But we got a lot of backyard growth. We got a lot of growth in the backyard. You know, I had to do some weed eating and some chopping and all that good stuff. This man really hit me. Now I'm gonna have to. I'm not even gonna waste my time to look up the damn trees that we got in the backyard or the front yard. I just know the front yard tree name is Sam, which is not a classification of trees. I just call him Sam because that's Sam. But no, it's not oaks either. No, it's most definitely not an oak tree. I know those kind of trees. This kind of tree is just not. It's just, I don't know. It's just a tree. It's, you know, it's one of those trees that it's just one of the trees that I don't know what the name of it is, but it's none of the trees that you've named so far. Honestly, it's not any of those. But if you keep going through them, we might come up with one, and that might be it. But as far as right now, none of those trees that you named is is it. He said that jam messed us up, OG. All these processed foods and plant allergies. Man, I don't know what's going on, but you can hear, right? My nose is just clogged up for no reason. But the air conditioner did come on too, and I am set up right up under a vent, and I have noticed that if I'm right up under the vent of the AC, I will also clog up, like somebody that closed the flute on the fireplace. I cannot breathe. Man, don't remind me of Eric. I'm trying to forget and or pretend. They got you sounding like a 0.5 on the trees. Name and skill. Really? Wow. Well, you know what? It's been lovely tonight. I'm glad everybody got started. I got started late. But life is great. The family is great. I hope everything is well with you guys. Hold up. What's that? Sashmore. Let's get on down to it. We finna bounce on up out of here. I appreciate everybody coming through. Sis, Almond Brown, ABO9, thank you for sliding through and hanging out with us. Eric R, Rod X, Trey X, I appreciate you coming in and jumping on, having a conversation. D-Lo 404 Talks Boxing. My boy Decay, AI Beats and Music. If I hope I rallied off everybody's name. This is just one of those nights I feel like it's respectable and a good thing to do. A sycamore tree? No. It's not a sycamore. Well, I say a Sashmore? I sure did. My bad. Sycamore? It is. But no, it's not. It's not that either. I don't know what kind of tree it is. I think one of my phones I could take a picture and ask or take a picture. Don't Google got that, y'all, where you could take a picture of it and ask it what kind of tree it is and it could tell you? I know somebody got it. I just don't know who. Somebody. He said, "Is you about as bad as Trump is sounding out words on the fly?" You right, I am. I'm horrible because my mind and my eyes and stuff have to be moving for me to keep up on what I'm doing. If it's stationary, you'll have me all screwed up. But if it's moving like the teacher when she used to teach, if she was moving all the time, I could follow that better. But if she sat still, it was kind of harder for me to grasp. I had to work on it a lot more. It sounds crazy, but it is what it is. I'm finna go get something to eat because I'm hungry. And with that, you trying to say you up like Ron Burgundy. He do be trying to do that. It's all good, you know what I'm saying, Ron? Because Ron Burgundy will read anything off the teleprompter. So yeah, D-Lo do be running me into crashes sometimes like that. But then again, he said no one as bad as Trump. Really? So then again, Eric, you done ran me into some brick walls yourself. So don't put the Ron Burgundy setup all on D-Lo by itself because you done got me quite a few times, Pippin. But I love it. I love the camaraderie. I love the fun. And with that, he said, I just said today that Trump was the real life Ron Burgundy. But he can barely read. If I slow down and take my time, I can read and I can sound quite well because Ron Burgundy can read. Thank you very much, sir. Ron Burgundy was all over it. If you typed it, he could read it. However you typed it, whatever you typed, he could read. You put the word up there wrong, he'll fumble with it trying to get it. I think I found myself doing that sometime. But it is what it is. So they grab it. Do I hear rain? No, I don't hear rain. With that, peace, y'all. I'm out.
The light will save you.